Happy New Year, everybody. This is the year 2021, January 1st. It's Happy New Year by way of the wrong calendar that's been wrong for over 2,000 years. Happy New Year was really the winter solstice about 9 days ago. How are you doing on New Year's resolutions? I have the same New Year's resolutions that I had last year, the year before, and the year before, and the year before. Maybe this year I'll accomplish them. What are your New Year's resolutions? Here's a joke for you. An earthquake was reported to be on its way in California, and the couple sent their young son deep into the interior with an uncle where the boy would be safe. In 2 days they got an email saying, "I'm returning the boys, send the earthquake." Let's see. Write legibly. Well, are we going to get a chance to write again? Is the eyesight going to return? Write legibly. It would be nice to write legibly and read what was written, be able to read what was written. Now here's a very good one. If you get angry, and you will get angry, I think you will, unless you're pure love, and you may be that this year. But if you do get angry, don't say anything. Keep mum. Lock the lips. Don't say anything. Then afterwards, when you calm down and have a chance to sort it all out, then say what you have to say. 3, be refined. Keep your hands away from your face unless you're in the bathroom where you have access to water. And saintly eating. Now, do you want to do that one? That, of course, is number 1, no animal products. Number 2, no desserts. And number 3, no candy. Another resolution is the first commandment. You have only one God, and that God is loving perfectly. No other God but loving perfectly. That's the one and only God. And I think that Corrine is going to be my Christian Science practitioner. I've already written her one check, and I want to write her another. Wayne and I are enjoying immensely the account by Dr. and Mrs. Sawyer. He was healed by Christian Science, but she was very, very sick. And it took years and years. And Dr. Sawyer was a very prosperous dentist. And he gave up his practice of dentistry to be a full-time Christian Science healer. Well, she did make out very well. She had personal attention from Mary Baker Eddy herself. And she turned out to establish the Christian Science church and practice in Milwaukee. Mary Baker Eddy was about 60 years old at the time. The date was approximately 1893. And Mrs. Sawyer lived 4 or 5 years after Mrs. Eddy. And the account is really fascinating of how she built up the practice of Christian Science in Milwaukee and elsewhere in Wisconsin. So we have started another 500-page book. We Knew Mary Baker Eddy is the name of it, extended edition. But we're very happy with it. Why was the girl staring at the orange juice carton? Why was the girl staring at the orange juice carton? It said concentrate. And your hymn for this week? God of our fathers, whose almighty hand leads forth in beauty all the starry band of shining worlds in splendor through the sky, our grateful song before thy throne arise. Does the starry band seem to be longer as far as daylight goes? Yes, it is. It's 9 days longer. It started with the winter solstice, December 21. Now words. Agile. Was that yesterday's word? Easy in movement? Yes, it was yesterday's word. All right. What is an agnostic? An agnostic does not believe that God is knowable. An agnostic does not believe that you can know the origin of God. And one other thing. An agnostic does not necessarily mean atheist. An agnostic may believe in God, but he just can't know the nature of God. But we do, don't we? What is the nature of God? Love. And we all know what love is. We've known that since we were born. Let's see if the recorder can pick this up for you. It's a birdie, the clock. It might take a little doing, but it's kind of worth it.
To listen to this message, press 1. To respond, press 2. To erase the message, press 3. To save it and go on, press the pound key. If you need something else, press 0.
Isn't that cute? I think it's a chickadee, don't you? And it's off of the bird clock. I thought we could find the bird clock for you. You have to be careful about the Pope, P-O-P-E, that he doesn't get the flu, the bird flu. He could get it from his cardinals. No, it won't come into the view of my hands, dear, to show you the birdie clock. Here's the other clock.
The time is 10:41 a.m.
Well, I guess that's it. So, these have been television shows ranging from 13,000 number 275 to 13,300. And Grady Hearn gets a big star on the credits, and so does Robert Jackson and Madeline Chapin and Victoria Carezzi and Wendy D. and Franklin Buell and Wayne Collins and Patricia Nichols Sarr and Sandy Blakeman and Darlene and Robert Snyder and you, and again Mrs. Hubbard. It's been a great 2-month period of sending out TV shows, which amounts to about 250 every 2 months, half-hour shows. A great 2-month period. November, December for February, March, and of course the December, January shows are playing right now. We are grateful for it. We're particularly happy that goodness, is all there is in the world. And that's where we turn our face, away from the commotion, the agitation, and the perturbation. We turn our face away from that, and we see only the goodness, and the allness of God, and the oneness of God. And we are particularly grateful that we don't think about anything bad, or at least we try very hard not to think about anything bad. And we just think about what is good and what God has created. And we understand the world because we know what to do every minute. Love as much as we can. And we find out that love is God. We are happy for all of those things, to be away from the perturbation, the commotion, the agitation. Welcome to Glendora, the Daily Perk Up. You like that title? Glendora, the Daily Perk Up? It's a subsidiary of A Chat with Glendora. And you shall have no other gods before me. There shall be just one God before me. And you know what that God is? That God is love. When are you going to learn that, Glendora? Well, it looks like never. How are you coming? Are you doing better than Glennie is? Have you learned it? Welcome to Glendora, the Daily Pickup. A subsidiary of a Chatwick Glendora. What else is a subsidiary of Chatwick Glendora? Well, the Glendora Happy Book, the Glendora Franklin Museum for the Preservation of the Pro Se Public Access Newspaper Record, the vegan commercials to help the animals, the weekly column in the newspaper, the Advertiser, can you think of any more? Well, maybe later. And what were the golden joys of yesterday? The golden joys of yesterday. Gary, Reverend Gary was here. Reverend Gary is a Buddhist. He's an American born in New Jersey, but he chose a Buddhist religion. And he has a Buddhist church, and he has Buddhist people that he helps. And what is wrong with your eye? I don't know. But we're not supposed to think that there's anything wrong with it. One moment, please. And the Reverend Gary in Glendora did one whole page of new telephone numbers that had been neglected for 2 weeks. And we made 15 telephone calls together. And then the Reverend Gary prepared Glendora luncheon. And it was broccoli, and it wasn't cooked up either. It was firm broccoli, and mandarin orange, and that was firm too. That wasn't soft. And butternut squash, and cranberry sauce that the Reverend Gary himself made, and vegan ice cream by let's see, what's the name of that store? Price Chopper, and it's private label, and it's the best vegan ice cream there is, I think. And a couple of cookies. Then at 5 o'clock, dear Darlene came with a Marie Callender chicken pot pie, vegan. We called the Northeast Association for the Blind, and things are really mixed up there. Yeah, they are. Yep, that's the way they are at the Northeast Association for the Blind. Christine was the one we were talking to, but we were told Christine has left the building. Does that mean forever? All right, well, who else can make an appointment so we can come over and pay $200 just to say that Glendora is blind, as if it isn't obvious Glendora is blind? Another ripoff. Well, no, well, we'll try this one. We try. And finally, Glendora said, in plain Anglo-Saxon terms, that this is going nowhere. Who can talk to us and who can set up this appointment? Let's make it the manager, the person who is running the place, the president. I would like to speak to the president. And the exasperated receptionist tried to do that, and that didn't work either. What else went on? Did you do 30 telephone calls yesterday? Yes. And how many does that make? 71,760. Since when? The year 2003. One check came in from Northern Trust. That would be Gannett, USA Today. But there's still one missing. That's the Warren Buffett check from the Buffalo Evening News. Well, let's call Dr. Celeste and see if he will certify that Glendora is blind. Gloria came over, and she worked with the Northeast Association for the Blind, and along with Glendora, got nowhere. However, by UPS in a lovely, great big cardboard envelope was the marriage certificate. That one cost $62. The birth certificate, which cost $42, another ripoff. That has not come, but Gloria took a picture of Glendora's New York State ID card in lieu of a New York State driver's license. To God be the glory, great things he hath done. Anything else went on? The advertiser did not come in on Thursday the way it should have. What day are you talking about here, Glendora? Well, today is January 8th, Friday, and the day we're talking about is January 7th, yesterday, Thursday. Madeline has not returned her 3 discs that she uploaded, and ACAT is holding his own. Please send him love. Please send him love. Please send love to ACAT. We send you a bushel full of love, ACAT. We looked at the prices on Hewlett-Packard laptops in the range of $250, $60, or $70. Touchscreen, 15 inches or 14 inches, because the prices should be going down very quickly on account of the Consumer Electronics Show, which will be going on in Chicago next week. And this happens twice a year, Chicago in June. One year the Consumer Electronics Show was in Las Vegas. Why did that happen in January? Did you go? Yes. Did you get any business for Glendora TV ads? I do not remember. Glendora TV ads is a subsidiary of A Chat with Glendora. All right, let's do today's hymn. Want to? This week's hymn. I love to tell the story of unseen things above, of Jesus and his glory, of Jesus and his love. I love to tell the story because we know it's true. It satisfies our longing as nothing else can do. We love to tell the story. 'Twill be our theme in glory. The old, 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 old story of Jesus and his love. Let's give that song to ACAT, want to? And that will help him heal. By the way, he did eat a little bit yesterday. However, he's not eating the right things. He is not a vegan. Madeline, will you please make all your cats vegan? Cook them vegan food, make it yourself, cover it with nutritional yeast. They will love it. And will you also give them some catnip? And think that true about a cat named A. He has a very difficult name, and so I call him A for short. Remember that even though we think he's sick and he can't eat because his mouth is sore and other things, just remember that he's a perfect reflection of God. And if we love him long enough and strong enough, then we can heal him the way we did Biffy Cat. One thing about ACAT is that he sleeps on Madeline's bed every night, and this will do the most to heal him. He must be very, very lonesome being sick. He must be very, very sad and depressed being sick. We bought a timer. A timer is very important. A timer is very important. Can you go for 1 whole minute without thinking about yourself? Can you close your eyes and be still and go a whole minute without thinking about yourself? You want to give it a try? Should we? All right, we'll try it a little bit. How'd you do? I fell off 2 or 3 times and I climbed back on again. It wasn't particularly well done.